When Uruguay's government needed to create life-saving software in the midst of this coronavirus pandemic, they called GeneXus. The team there created a contact tracing and public safety app in just 7 days. Now CTO Gastón Milano joins us to talk more about this. Gastón, start by telling us how this came to be and what GeneXus' role was in creating the app.
When the government called us, and actually called several companies, public and private companies, to create something, to bring ideas to software in terms of what we can do here in Uruguay around coronavirus UI. Basically, there's 3 components that we need to take care. First of all, the people involved in this project. Second, try to improve the ideas around on what to do. So we bring some ideas because we, in some way, every people on GeneXus, it was in early panic around coronavirus. So we bring some ideas on how to fight coronavirus by using technology. And in the third component, it was GeneXus itself. So, in order to create this software more quickly than in the old world. Basically, we did all these 3 things: people, ideas, and hardware. And software. We collaborate with that for this project.
Let's dig a little deeper here. What exactly is coronavirus UI?
I would like to say that it's an app, okay? Because it's, as many people know, the coronavirus. But actually, behind scenes is quite more complicated than just an app. But I like to see the vision of the user. For the user, it's an app. Actually, are 2 apps at least. One app for Android and one app for iOS. But we have some other app for web and some integration with WhatsApp and different channels. Actually, it's a multi-experience for several users. And at the beginning, by using this app, we could do some kind of triage of COVID-19 symptoms to have some kind of categorization of people in order to have some kind of attention of each person of Uruguay. Some of them is just give some people information on what is going on with COVID-19 here in Uruguay. But after this app becomes something more complex because we start having COVID-19 positive citizen with COVID-19. So the app allowed to do a follow-up of these cases and to have some video conference for the healthcare providers with their citizens, with the patients, and we give through the app we give a way of having in contact doctors with citizens. And after we realized that with the app we want to give a contact tracing feature that is very neat in order to fight against coronavirus, because the features of coronavirus, we need some kind of contact tracing before having a vaccine. And so we introduce contact tracing, and after we continue doing more stuff around this application. So in the top of the iceberg is just an app. Behind the scenes are workflows. There's a very big system integrating all the healthcare providers, the health minister here in Uruguay, and the citizen, obviously.
What were the challenges in building the app with such a small team in such a short amount of time?
Well, actually, as I said before, there was people from many companies working together for first time. On one of the first challenges was the coordination, focus on what to do. First of all, with a diversity of people working together for first time, and I think that because in Uruguay we already have a very good environment on trust and respect between public and private companies, we could do the job. I think that we did the homeworks in Uruguay before the coronavirus UI. We have a strong foundation on technology. We have a strong public education, public and private education, and we have a very strong digital government. And we didn't do these things in 7 days. We just did the homework before that, and we already have that, all those stuff in our backpack. And now, in these 7 days, we just meet together and did the job of doing some stuff, some small stuff that we already were working during, I don't know, several years here in Uruguay. Actually, the file computer, in order to allow us to create this software at this time, for example, in GeneXus, was created more than 25 years ago. Okay, so we have been doing this during several years, and the final step, that is fighting with coronavirus by using technology, is in 7 days. That's true, but it's just the end of the story.
Now that's really interesting. So tell us how the developers tackled that challenge.
Actually, we already know what was happening in other countries, like in Europe, in Italy, or in other countries that they have several problems with the healthcare system. So we know what we want, and this is when you know what you want, it's quite more simple to find solutions.
And what can developers learn from GeneXus' work on coronavirus UI?
I think that the most important thing that we learn is that when you have a very clear focus and when you have a very clear objectives, people align without worrying about different level of hierarchies, different companies. If you have a focus and you have a very engagement in your objective and you want to reach this objective, you can align as you never think. I realized on that. I realized that we were on flow. Okay, we from different companies we were aligning by just talking together for first time, and we will quickly align because we have a very clear focus and very clear objective. Like in this case, in our team, nobody wants our healthcare system collapse.